Top administrator has resigned from the Dallas Independent School District, and his resignation is tied to a criminal investigation. Fox 4's Richard Ray just interviewed Superintendent Mike Miles. He's back in our Dallas newsroom with what the superintendent had to say. Rich.
Steve, according to Superintendent Mike Miles, his chief of staff informed him on Monday that he expects to be indicted for work he did years ago for the school district in Atlanta. Based on that, Miles asked for Jerome Overton's resignation, and he got it.
I was shocked because we had done a thorough background check. We did a criminal background check, a credit check.
Superintendent Mike Miles says Jerome Overton telephoned him on Monday to tell him he expects to be indicted over a computer contract awarded while he worked for the Atlanta School District in 2006.
I was also disappointed and a little angry in that he didn't tell us that he was under investigation.
A spokesman for Atlanta Public Schools confirms the U.S. Attorney's Office has contacted them, but didn't say what the nature of that contact was. Atlanta's Executive Director, Howard Grant, recalls working with Overton, who was Chief Information Officer, but nothing appeared unusual, he says. Grant says the news is unexpected and shocking.
Because while he was here, there were no eyebrows raised or any type of issues that would have come up that would have caused any concern.
After leaving Atlanta, Overton worked at Manitech Incorporated, a Capel company that makes diet and skin products, from 2007 to 2009. Public records list the Manitech address for various companies registered in Overton's name, but Manitech officials say that he has nothing headquartered here. Tax records indicate William Jerome Overton owns this home in Colleyville, and it's the address given for other private businesses registered in his name. But the people living here are renters who told us they think the owner lives in Philadelphia. From March of 2011 until January of this year, Overton was CIO at Baltimore Public Schools, leaving to take the job with DISD in the midst of controversy and following a newspaper series that raised questions about, among other things, $250,000 spent on upgrades to his office. Certainly you knew that there was some scandal, some controversy surrounding his work in Baltimore.
I think one of the reasons why we did such a thorough job of investigating is because we knew there were some rumors and there was some controversy. I think we were pretty thorough and we were satisfied with the explanations provided by the superintendent there, the employees there. So I think we were satisfied with the thoroughness of our check.
Mike Miles calls any suggestion that he should resign ridiculous. He vowed not to let this damage his ongoing efforts to reform DISD.
Make no mistake, we'll move the ball down the field. We're going to continue to do what's in the best interest of kids in the classroom, in the schools.
Miles says Overton was vetted by DISD's Office of Professional Responsibility and its Human Capital Management team, but this, he says, will prompt a very thorough examination of how DISD recruits and hires its top-level staffers. We have to do a better job, he said, of how we hire and who we hire. Steve?
Yeah, Rich, those are interesting names for groups. It sounds like they didn't do their job on this one. Where does a buck stop here? I mean, there's usually headhunters involved. School board is sometimes involved. Where does the buck stop, and does it stop right with Mike Miles?
Well, now, when Mike Miles was hired, you keep this in mind, it was written into his contract that he gets sole authority on who he hires and what he pays them. That's a first, the superintendent with that kind of an arrangement. It came after some thought maybe the school board was micromanaging, so it went the other way maybe. The board says, the board president we talked to says that they knew about Overton and the questions that were raised about how he spent district money in Baltimore, but he says the board was assured by Mike Miles that was not going to be a problem. Again, that's Baltimore, not Atlanta. Atlanta seems to come out of the blue for everybody.
Okay. All right, Richard Ray, thank you.